Hey, can I ask you a question? Yeah, what's up? What's your biggest regret? Oh, wow. Man, I have so many. I have to say, not taking as many risks when I was younger as I should have. You know, I had so many goals and aspirations for myself when I was younger. I saw myself doing so many things. I never started that business. I never invested like I wanted to. I never even got to travel. And now that I'm older, it just feels like it's too late. Why didn't you go for it? Honestly, getting in my own head, people, worrying about what other people are thinking, and it just kind of got to me. I was always wondering, what does this person want to think if I do this? You know, I don't even know if I should go for this risk. I was always thinking, if I fail, is there any coming back from this? Are they ever going to let me live it down? Anytime I even brought up something I wanted to do to other people, they just knocked it right down and told me just how stupid it was, basically. And it made me feel stupid. And as a result, I just played it safe, you know.
Do yourself a favor and stop caring so much about what other people think about you. It is detrimental to you if you really think about it, and I'm about to go over it right now. It puts a constant pressure on you, and I can see it. It's very noticeable across the board, and anybody I've seen who's had this. When you care so much about what other people think, it puts a constant pressure on you. And it makes you feel like you have to live up to other people's expectations as opposed to your own. And that makes you feel worse about yourself. It makes you feel less than what you really are. And that's the problem with it. Do you see what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense to do. And with all that mixed up together, you get to the point where you're in your own head. And you start to question and doubt yourself because other people are blind to what can really happen in your life if you really apply yourself. And you allow other people to do this stuff to you. It puts you in a place where they have the power and you're helpless. And when you try to live up to other people's expectations, what happens? You're over there trying to prove your worth to someone else who does not see your potential as you do. And when you do that, you're typically going in the opposite direction that you originally wanted to go in. That's a problem. And I go through this too. I've been through this. And one day I just had to get real with myself. You know what realization I came to? I don't have to prove anything to anyone but myself. You know what that means? You don't have to prove anything to anyone except yourself. That's how to not care what other people think. When you're confident in yourself and you're proving yourself right and what you thought about yourself in a positive way that has an overpowering form of confidence that can't be beat by anyone's thoughts ever. Okay? You gotta get out of your own head, man. Like, you can't keep doing this because you're saying it's what other people think, but it's really being enslaved by your own mind. Due to you allowing people to overpower your own thoughts of yourself. And that's just not right. When you're able to prove to yourself your self-worth, when you're able to prove to yourself how smart you are, how hardworking you are, how you just blow your own mind at what you can actually do, when you see your true potential, nobody can touch you. Nobody can tell you anything. So why sit around allowing people in their thoughts of security, they're thinking they're protecting you. They're thinking that they have your best interest at heart and everything. And they're thinking that they know what's best. Meanwhile, there's a new version of you that you didn't even know existed, that can only exist if you overcome yourself, overcome what other people say, overcome what other people think. Who cares if they think you're crazy for taking that risk? You take a risk every day you get in the car and drive to work. You take a risk every time you eat food. You take a risk every time you go outside. Why not take a real risk? Something that's not necessarily life or death. Something that could add value to your future. Why not? Come on, tell me, why not? And you can. But here's the thing. You need to know this before you embark on any journey or any endeavor. Anytime you go for something, that's going to awaken your opposition. A wise man once said, if you don't want people to talk about you, do nothing. Say nothing, be nothing. You're not the type of person. You will not sit here and be idle for the rest of your life. You just don't have it in you. So, yeah, when you do your thing, when you go for something new, something that people haven't thought of doing, stuff that's scary, yeah, it's gonna be something else. People are gonna say what they say. They might say the most harsh things you've ever heard in your life. Is that gonna stop you? Because you know, one thing about it is, they can argue about your methods. They can argue about the fact that you get up early, go to sleep late, that you show up to work early, leave late, only to go home and work on your craft. They can argue about whatever you're doing. They can argue about you waking up early to go work out. They can argue about how healthy you're eating, or how you're lame because you're not going out partying with the boys. They can argue about how you're not like everyone else, but one thing they can't argue with is your results. Once you yield the results that come directly from your potential, man, I'm telling you, they can't say a word. You will shut them up. That's how you become confident. That's how to stop caring what other people think of you. But I want you to stop feeling like it's too late. As long as you're on this earth, it is never too late. Always remember that. Guys, if you like this video, hit that subscribe button. I'm Reggie Bryant. I make 2 videos every single week about personal growth, intentional living, and success, and I'd love to have you in the next one. Comment down below right now. Have you ever struggled with caring too much about what people think? Comment down below. Thanks so much for watching.